to complement the fight stats that we have up on the screen right now, right? So Khadzhimurat Bestaev, he gets outstruck by about 10 strikes. He got taken down 3 times. And he won the fight in a unanimous decision. And obviously, there's more that goes into a fight than just the numbers. But I need to read something to you, AJ, before we actually really talk about this. So let me pull that back up. And I'm going to read you a quote, okay? If you're ready, here we go. So Bestaev, who was making his Bellator debut, took a unanimous decision from Hawaii's Gwerder on the preliminary card. All 3 judges gave Bestaev the second and third rounds. That's very important right there. Gwerder took the first round thanks to a big head kick that put Bestaev on the canvas, but Gwerder couldn't finish him, and ultimately that cost him. And this is a quote from Bestaev. He said, "After he kicked me, I'm like, I think it's time to give up," Bestaev told MMA Junkie at the post-fight news conference. And then I'm like, I think I'm going to keep going. And then another punch, 1-2, I'm like, fuck, it hurt. I want to give up now. Second round, he hurt me again. So this is a man literally saying, he's like, yeah, I was going to quit, It is what it is. I was about to quit in the first round. He had me. But it says, despite losing the first and saying he was sure Gwerder would start to tire in the second and third rounds, which is true. Gwerder did start to gas out a little bit later. Bestaev wasn't sure he'd have his hand raised after 15 minutes. If anything, he wondered if Gwerder's hand would be up along with his, so some type of a draw type situation. Now, lastly, this last quote from Bestaev says, "I'm still surprised with the decision." That's key right there. The man is like, I'm surprised with the decision. He says, "I think it was a draw or a split decision, but I didn't see the fight. I have to see it. In my head, he kicked and punched me so many times. I dropped him a couple of times. I tried to finish him. Asked my BJJ coach. Nobody gets away from my triangle choke. He got away 3 times. That means something. He's tough." So clearly there's a lot of respect coming from Khadzhimurat towards Gwerder, man, a very tough Hawaiian. But the man said it himself. And I said it in the little rant video that you have to just go along with the win. You're not going to be like, nah, I didn't win. Like, that's going to be worse for your brand. So for him to be like, yeah, I won, stale face, right? He was like, I won, So it's like, okay, so you do that. And then in the post interview, be like, nah, I lost. I'm still surprised with that. You didn't say you lost, but you basically conceded. Oh, no, man. Give me your take just on all of this, AJ, man. Is there honor in this sport? Is there any honor in this sport anymore?
There really can be, because it's not like you can just give back the win. You can't say, yeah, I lost this fight 100%, put the win on his record. You can't, they're just, the commission's not going to do that. You're going to make everybody look stupid. You're going to make yourself look stupid. Literally everybody down the line is just going to be like, what? Like, it just doesn't work that way. It's not like, he stole my bike, so make him give it back. It's not how the game works, unfortunately. But it's weird because he even, like I said, even when he was raising his hands at first, he was like, huh. And then, take the win as a win. But even after his post-fight press conference saying, he was surprised, it's crazy to see that there's no, the other side can't go back and contest it or anything, like that. It's just like a win is a win is a win. So there's really not any room for, a fair justice system going forward, man. It's crazy to see. And it's rough too, because you can't always finish every opponent. Like you said, nobody gets away from his triangle choke yet. Who was it? Gwerder got away 3 times. So it's something that clinically has been putting people away in practice every day. Nobody can escape it from you. But then this guy gets away 3 times. You can't always just go for the finish. You can't always do that. It's a very hard thing to do, especially, that Bellator is one of the top of the performances. So at the top of the, the peak, not the pinnacle of the sport, but really close to it. You're not going to be able to finish everybody. So there has to be a little bit more, I guess, not necessarily honor, but accountability for the judges going forward, man. It's a crazy thing that these people are getting robbed like that, man. What do you think, Derek?
Well, you hit it on the head right there. Accountability for the judges, man. How come you don't got to write up no report after? How come I don't get to interview you after the fight talking about, yo, what's up, man? Like, why did you score it that way? And then sometimes the judges, they can come out themselves and be like, hey, I want to explain to you why I saw the fight this way, which is actually what one judge did after the oh, man, I don't remember. It was just a fight that just happened. I think it was at UFC 264 or something where dude won the third round very convincingly. It was the Rafael Fiziev versus Bobby Green, right, where they gave the third round to Fiziev when Bobby Green just outstruck the dude by 20, 30 strikes, something crazy. He was like, well, the way I saw it, it was this and that. And it's like, you can do that. And that's the right thing to do. But you still look dumb anyways, man, because at the end of the day, it's not that hard. If everybody else can see it this way, how exactly are you seeing it this other way? Are you overthinking it? I don't know, man. But I will have to say that at the end of the day with this whole entire situation, man, It's just a tough loss for Gwerder, man, because I think he won the fight. But we need to have conclusiveness. I need to have a finality in this topic right here, AJ. Final take: robbery or close fight?
Oh man, I'll be, open and honest. I haven't watched the fight back a second time, but from what I remember, robbery. A robbery for sure. I was very upset at this one because I was firm and confident that I had the dub on this one. I was excited because it was the one pick where we were switching. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get the win this week. Hell yeah, I needed this one.
And then
fucking robbery, man.
He said, God damn it, man. But that's what I'm talking about too. It's also a big disclaimer, folks. Obviously, we cover wagering on this platform. You know what I mean? We like to go and try to give you a couple good nudges and say like, hey, man, this is someone that you should definitely be looking out for. You could win you some money. The odds are kind of crazy on this one. MMA is one of the toughest sports to wager on, man, because the judges are the X factor. Nobody could take into consideration. Like in basketball game, if you have more points, you win. It's just as simple as that. Like, it's literally, you have more points, you win. There's no judge being like, yeah, 82-65, but, you had a foul there, so nah, we gonna flip that. There's none of that nonsense right there. So just keep into account, man. It's always going to be that uncontrollable X factor right there. But I will say that, listen, man, Khadzhimurat Bestaev, let's give the man just a slight bit of credit before we move on to this one, man. He had Gwerder out of there in the last, 30 seconds of the fight, man. He hit him with that leg kick getting up, the same one that I'll follow you home. Cheyenne Bays, the same one that Cheyenne Bays just hit. I don't remember who she was fighting, but same one she just hit old girl with, man, where it was just that perfect. And I'm not going to lie to you, AJ. It looked to me like Werder's hands were still on the canvas when he kicked him, bro. So it's like you could have got away with a close one right there, but he had him out. And I just want to ask you, final take on this one. Do you think that he kind of messed his own chances up? Obviously, he still got the win, so the win is the win. But he should have just jumped on. Like, he tried to look at the ref and just do a walk-off KO, look super cool. Do you think that was a mistake?
Oh, always. I think it's always a mistake. Don't get me wrong. You get a Mark Hunt or a Sugar Show KO knockout win. It looks great. But it also looks really great was when you're on top of somebody beating the shit out of them. So I always think it's a mistake. I definitely think it's always, I'll take a quote from the great Street Jesus, man. It is always super necessary to keep punching them in the face until the referee stops you, my man. You have to. That's the rules of the game.
Shout out Game Bread, man. Super necessary. So big win for Khadzhimurat. This is his Bellator debut victory. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, and we'll see where he goes in the promotion. I will say lastly, I know I'm hanging on to this one too much, but Khadzhimurat, he says by the time that he weighed in, he was 185, and he says the next day for the fight, I was 186 pounds. So this dude is literally like a 6'6" walking stick figure. You know what I'm saying? The man gained no weight. He was the smaller man in the cage that night. Big win, though.